Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Today I wanted to share the May spreads that I did in my A5 Common Planner and just some things that kind of really worked for me after I talked about my burnout situation. First things first, I am still in the Sojourner A5 Desert Oasis leather cover. This is one of her softer leathers. I love the feel of this. It is so soft, so soft. It is holding the chunk very well. I will say I did not expect this planner to be this chunky already. It is getting very fluffy. You can definitely see the pages here fluffing out in the corners, especially because that's typically where I decorate, is in the corners. But it is nice to see that it's kind of fluffing out all the way around too. Like, it's very even. It's not lumpy in any specific one area, which I really like. But yeah, so there's a chunk update for you. Almost 6 months in. Well, okay, 5 months in, and it's definitely fluffing very nicely. In the front here, I did change out the little insert card that I had for my calendar that I'm using for my 10K running training. So this little calendar book thing is from the Coffee Monsters Co. It's part of her birth flowers collection. I don't know if she still has it on her website, but I have been using this as a way to keep track of the mileage that I'm planning on running by day to train for my 10K that I'm taking in July. Anyways, that's what that is, and I'm just keeping it in here as a reference for me, and I'll explain why in a second. Opening up, I haven't made any changes in the front. For the year at a glance page, this is what my May ended up looking like. We had several date nights. It rained so much in May, so we just spent a lot of time together, which was nice. For my index, I've just updated it to when I started my June pages, which is 119 pages in, which is a lot less than I expected at this point in the year. I'm interested to see actually how many pages I do end up using once the year is totally over, but we shall see. For my adulting log, I just again updated some dates in here of things that I changed out or took care of. We changed our air filters again this month. We're trying to change them every 3 months this year, just because we have a lot of pets and want to keep our breathing healthy. Haven't changed anything in the goals pages. And then for the quarterly pages, I continued on with my little intentions for this month, my month in review, and then my full-on stats. And I really like seeing the stats in comparison to the previous month, and I'm really glad I added that in from the first quarter that I was trying to do. But number of pages I read this month was 2,844, which was way more than I expected. I ran a total of 35 miles, or 35.79 miles if we're being really specific. And then I ate out 9 times, which something I'm trying to keep track of is just how often I'm eating out. I'm trying to reduce the number of times I eat out. Obviously there are times where, you're going on a date, you're eating out, whatever, or you just really can't cook or whatever in that case too. So I just am logging how many times. For the little, I guess, tracker section over here, I kept track of my gym sessions, my walking, running, vegetarian eating, and meditation. I did a lot better in my runs for this month, which I'll talk more about in my health planner, but I only went to the gym once, which is fine. And I only ate vegetarian once, which is also fine, but really trying to work on those things, and so I'm going to keep that tracker the same for June. I just haven't filled it out up here. At the bottom here, I did my top 3 memories. It was really hard to pick because I was very social in May. I decided to go with the memory of getting to play some games with some old friends of mine that I hadn't seen in a while, getting to go to the movies. We saw a movie called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare with Henry Cavill in it. God, that man is gorgeous. The movie was super good, and it's based on a true story, which is really cool. And then I also got to spend a lot of time on my Nintendo Switch because, again, it was raining a lot and we were just inside constantly. So I restarted my Stardew Valley life and got to have a lot of fun with a co-op on Stardew Valley and playing with some friends on that too. So really exciting things there. For the monthly section, this is probably the biggest change that I made. So previously I would just do only the dates and stuff that I would need for the month. I decided this was a little too plain for my liking. I wanted the page to look a little bit more full. So in April, I started out writing just a little synopsis of the day, and I really liked that. But in May, I did the same thing and I added in my running training. So the only thing that I'm not in love with this is how busy it is now. So like this was a happy medium for me in April where everything was like full but not overpowering. This I feel like is just a little too much going on. So for June, I am not going to be putting in my running training in here, hence the reason for having the little calendar at the front to show me that instead. I could put this in my health planner, but I'm trying to use my health planner differently. So anyways, I think this was just a little too busy with all of the highlighted miles in here, but I liked keeping track of the little synopsis per day. That was still really, really nice for me. Moving on into the weekly section, I think this is where I really struggled, honestly. So this first week of May, I went back to planning in a more hourly style with icon stickers, which is something that I really enjoyed doing. In April, I did more of a dashboard style layout, which this was really easy to maintain. And I think I may go back to this just because it was really easy to maintain, and doing the hourly scheduling like this didn't necessarily help me out all that much in May. And I did it for a couple of weeks and it worked out fine. And then I think this week I talked about in my video, either about burnout or the video I made in response to my burnout video, about how I was trying to plan things out and I just, left in the big things and that was it. And I just was okay with that. So yeah, but this last week, I used the nautical theme stickers that came out from the Coffee Monsters Co. and had so much fun with these designs. These are so stinking cute. Helen, if you watch this, you did an amazing job. The nautical theme is just adorable. I also used a lot of her little icon stickers that she's been releasing lately. And I had a good time planning this out, but I think it was still... I don't know. I find myself missing that dashboard style. So I may go back to the dashboard style after this. Anyways, for the daily pages, well, I guess I should go through the notes pages first. Well, they're all the same. So for the notes pages, I start off with my date night log here. I just updated the few dates that we went on in May. Again, we went to that movie and we also went to WinStar Casino, which I'll talk about more on the day that we went. And we also had a nice game night with Stardew Valley, sushi and snacks, and it was really, really fun. We were supposed to go to a concert, but it got rained out, so that's fine. Hopefully June we will have a concert day because there's a few concerts in June that I'm hoping we can go to. For the May header page, I decided to kind of paste this card in. I believe I got this from Sticky Club. I'm honestly not 100% sure. And then I put my curly inked down here. And the only reason I pasted this on here is because I was starting to draw out May underneath this and I just did a terrible job, so I covered it up. And this is what we ended up with, which is fine. I think it looks great. I also started another reading tracker, which I think I talked about before as well. So this was my previous reading tracker or reading log, and I filled it completely all the way out, which I did not intend to do at all in the first half of the year. I've read way more books this year than I plan to, which I'm very excited about. Anyways, the color I chose for May is kind of like this highlighter orange color, which I kind of regret doing, but it's on the page and we stuck with it. I finished The Throne of Glass of Book 1 by Sarah J. Maas in May. I also finished the the Talon series by Julie Kagawa, minus the last book. I couldn't finish the series. I was getting so bored and I gave up on the last book. But the first 4 books were really fun. It was just a little drawn out for me. I wanted more action, and I think it's because I've been reading a lot of Sarah J. Maas, and there's something about Sarah J. Maas's writing that just hooks you and pulls you under and just drowns you in her knowledge. Anyways, I also ended up finishing, finally, Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon, which is the Outlander series, book number 2. I started that book back in September of last year. I couldn't make it past the first 100 pages when I first started it. I was so bored. I don't know if it was the change in perspective between Roger and Claire. There was just something about it that I could not get into when I started it. And I picked it back up this month of May, and I finally made it past whatever barrier I needed to make past, and I finished it. And the book is 743 pages, and it is massive. Like, it's like this size with teeny tiny writing. It is huge. But it was really fun to get to the end of it. And it ended, I won't spoil in case you haven't watched the show or read the books, but it ends in a cliffhanger. And now I'm tempted to read the rest of the series again, but the books are so thick, and I'm still trying to read a Throne of Glass series, so I may wait on that. I may wait on that. Anyways, back to the second section of the reading tracker I made, or reading log. So I just continued on in a new page and put it in my index in the front. But these are the rest of the books that I read. So like I said, I finished on Legion by Julie Kagawa, which is the 4th book in her Talon series. I am on Heir of Fire in the Throne of Glass series, and I'm struggling to read it. And I think it's just because the point of view shifts are very jumpy right now. I'm still in the beginning of the book, so I'm, again, getting used to kind of like the way she is writing the point of view shifts. It's a little challenging, but I'm working through it. I also read a book called 𝗪𝘃𝗁𝗍, and it was stupid. Like 1 star. I will never pick that book up again. It was about marketing, and I got it for free, and I wanted to see like what the hype was about, and it just was not, it was not worth my time. So yeah, 1 star on that one. That was never read it again. Anyways, moving on into the daily pages. This was the beginning of the month when I was really doing well. I was doing like my affirmations, prayers, tasks, journaling. I split pages in half when I didn't have a lot to say. This was when I was doing basically the setup the night before for one day ahead. And I liked it in the beginning of the month, for sure. This was the day we saw that movie, Cinco de Mayo. We did not have tacos, but it's okay. This was a day I got my London Gifties order with this adorable PET tape. It's like fairies. It is so cute. It's one of my favorites right now. And then this was the new moon spread I made. This is from the washi tape shop. And then this tape down here is from Notebook Therapy. But I kept up with setting up the day, like the next day, the day before, if that makes sense. So like the night before, I would write down, my task list and set the page up, and then I would move on from there. But doing this again and again and again, I got really burnt out. And I think this is when I started making my video about burnout in this planner and like the daily pages and what I was struggling with. Basically, in a synopsis, I was struggling with setting up the pages every single day because it was just really tedious, and I was getting really tired of it, if I'm being honest. I missed the structure of the 𝗪𝗔𝐻𝑖 cousin, so I was trying to figure out ways that I could make this work for me the way I needed it to. And the solution I decided to go with was just predate a week's worth of pages in advance. Even if I don't use them, even if they're blank, it will be okay. And that worked. Also, this is the anniversary tapes that I had pre-ordered from the Coffee Monsters Co. And the news one is, I think, my ultimate favorite one she's ever created at this point. This is so cute. Anyways, then there was Mother's Day on Sunday, which I didn't get to see my mom, which kind of sucked, but I sent her a card and she was really happy. And then this was my breaking news of solutions. So this tape got here just in time. So this is where I kind of wrote down the solutions that I was going to try out. So my number 1 solution to fixing the burnout was predate the daily pages for a week in advance in this book. Number 2 solution was combine all of my planners temporarily, which I saw as like maybe a little too much work at the time. The third solution I decided to look at was take a break, like not even use my planners and see what I was drawn to come back to, which I did do with one of my planners. And then my fourth option was buy a 𝗦𝘃𝗁𝗍𝗂 cousin, which was what I was really itching for. And so I decided number one was the best solution. We're going to try that first, and it happened to work out just fine. So this is when I started predating all of the pages. So I started with Monday the 13th, and I predated all the way through Sunday the 19th. And so I ended up just doing my date stickers at the top for my shop, and then writing out affirmations prayer tasks for the whole week. And then the day before, I would go in, write my task list, and decorate the page or something if I felt like I was going to decorate. And it worked. It worked. I spent a little bit of time in the morning and a little bit of time in the evening, and it worked. And I just kept up with that for the whole week. This was a day I think I was really struggling with anxiety. So I wrote down I can do hard things, and looking at this just makes me happy, because if past self can write this, current self can write this. And I really like that. Thursday, I didn't do anything else on this page because I had a horrible headache. So I just used a little emoji sticker, and that's that. And I'm okay with it. I'm embracing my blank space, and I think that is a wonderful thing. This day I got to see some of my old friends, which was really, really fun. And this day, the lucky day here, is the day we went to the casino. So there was astrology going on May 18th that would be kind of considered lucky financially. So we decided on a whim, like, okay, let's just go to the casino and see what happens. We did not have luck. Just spoiler alert, but we had a lot of fun. And I think that's really the important part, is that it was just kind of like a really fun trip, like a little mini road trip in a way. This peony PET tape is from London Gifties. I got it as like a freebie strip she sent me, but this was also the day we got to visit one of my boyfriend's friends. Her name is Clarice. She turned 90, so we got to celebrate her 90th birthday, which was really, really special, and I think that's really awesome. This was when I got my Q2 Coffee Monsters Co. subscription, and it is so adorable. Like I said, the nautical theme is just one of my favorites. The newspaper tape is still, I think, my ultimate, but this is so cute, so creative. Just Helen did a fantastic job. These 2 days I continued on just journaling, affirmations, prayers, tasks. Journaling here, this is when I think the weather started getting really crazy. We had some insane storms this month in Texas. This decoration's actually from Jana Lyon here on YouTube. She has a little shop called Fox and Fennel, and this is so beautiful. The butterflies are like watercolory, as are the florals. She did a fantastic job on these, and I don't know, they're really pretty. And I'm glad they matched the yellow ink that I was trying to use up, and yeah. This is the full flower moon, so I used some flower stickers from According to 𝗬𝗏 that I had. This was the day that I did my new releases in my shop, where I released my tarot and astrology stickers that I made. So I was really busy all day, and I honestly just didn't have time to journal, so I just wrote I was a busy little bee and put a bee sticker. Saturday. Oh, okay, so this day was the day we were supposed to go to the concert. We were supposed to go see the Dallas Orchestra, and it was an outdoor concert, and the weather was just not good. So we decided to go get sushi and just play games instead. So the sushi rolls that I got were the vampire roll, which was, I think, the ultimate favorite. A roll called Mr. VIP, which was recommended by our waiter, and it was really good. We got a roll called a geisha, and it was not good. Like, it was mushy. It was not very yummy. And then we got a fried salmon roll, which is always delicious. Yeah, this is when we decided to play Stardew Valley as a co-op team, my boyfriend and I, and we had so much fun on our little farm, and it's just a really cute, like, cozy game if you like slow games, I guess. And then I also got to go get a new library card to try out a new kind of language service. So I've been doing Duolingo and practicing with my everything Spanish book to become fluent in Spanish. I am making progress, but I really wanted to try out this service called Transparent Language, which the library, not closest to us, but a library near us, offers. So I got my library card and I can use that service through the library, and it has been amazing. So if you're trying to learn a language and your library offers a access point through a service called Transparent Language, definitely check that out. It's been really fun. Then I just continued on, tasks, journaling, whatnot. This was another day of crazy storms, and London Gifties had new releases this day as well. And then I got my Coffee Monsters Co. May 10th order with the planner washi and the storm washi she did. And then some more journaling pages here. And then, yeah, this is the last day of May, which there were new releases from Sterling Ink and the Coffee Monsters Co. And then I also got to play a fun game with some friends again called Blades in the Dark. Overall, I am really happy with this planner still. I just needed to find a way to make it work for me again. And if I'm being honest, I think this is a lesson learned for me. So for 2025, I'm going to get something with dated back journaling pages, because predating everything is just really, really not my cup of tea right now. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, for joining me here today. If you have any questions about anything I used in this book, anything about this book, please let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to direct you where I can. But yeah, thanks again for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.